These are Europeans talking about how they can censor. The fact that they do this publicly, like how they're just plotting how they can try to like, oh, well, if we have a law in one country, we can censor all the rest of the countries, like which you're always, people on Twitter sometimes get flagged and it says, we reviewed this to see if it was illegal in Germany. We don't care what the laws are in Germany, in America, when it comes to our freedom of speech, the foundation of freedom in America. So let's go to 1420.
Will be, and this will be my last sentence for the introduction, to get them to introduce into the terms of service. I think this would be a great step forward, the definition of anti-Semitism as it has been
Okay, he wants the definition adopted by all the social media companies. You think that they want to adopt it just so it could be labeled? Why adopt it if they're not going to censor it? Why adopt it if they're not going to censor it? Okay, now we go to 1740.
Speech and some of the tools that the DSA provides in this direction. This distinction about regulations imposed on big platforms versus smaller platforms. And I think very importantly, your note about the IRA definition as a standard for platforms is really well taken.
The standard for platforms for social media they want to adopt. No criticizing at all.
Suzette, let me bring you in.
3550.
This is not foreseen in this regulation. But what is foreseen in the regulation is that demands can be made cross-border.
Demands can be made to censor the Goyim. Cross-border.
To take down content.
To take down the content.
And this amounts to, let's say, halfway. Why? The business model of...
Okay. Just plotting how to shut it all down openly. Here we go, 48.
Platforms, we could find 99.5 behave is if you go after them personally.
They want to go after you personally. They want to attack you with the Canary Mission and get you and try to get you banned from everywhere, banned from for participating in the world. Look at the people that we're up against.
I thought he went to the dark side, but he didn't. There's also other ways to circumvent all this transparency that
they want to circumvent things.
Big platforms have to give.
You're not allowed to talk about them conspiring.
It's called artificial intelligence.
Artificial intelligence to shut it down.
I would suggest that the European Commission would put money in a company or a scientist to develop artificial intelligence, because all the bad speech is public, viewable. So
all the bad speech.
So if you have somewhat more advanced artificial intelligence, you can fish a lot out, and then it takes people to judge it. With
and they already have that.
Harmful content, it's very difficult, because anything that's not illegal, people find ways. Again,
anything that's not illegal, so they know that people are saying things that aren't illegal, but they still want to censor it.
Germany is a shining example. Our co-founder of the network, Jugendschutz.
Jugendschutz, hold on, let's go to 48.
And they're traceable. If you go after them personally.
Okay, we got to back it up to this personally.
And
4730 maybe.
Or web fora we went after individuals that were posting on different websites or web fora. Another way of getting people to behave is if you go after them personally.
They want to go after you personally. What if I was up on my video saying we should go after these people personally? You think that would be a problem for them? Well, here they are talking about going after us personally. They say this stuff all the time too. They're like, we'll destroy their lives. They want to oppose us. We will ruthlessly destroy them. We will erase them for history. That's what they're taught. Never forget what Amalek did to you.
And they're traceable. Before the big platforms, we could find.
We'll dox them. We'll dox them and send Antifa to their house, and put them on domestic terrorist lists and no-fly lists.
99.5% of the perpetrators, and they went to court personally. And believe you me, those keyboard warriors are scared. They wouldn't say it in the street because they're afraid to get hit by somebody. So that's another way, but
keyboard warriors are scared. They wouldn't say it in the street because they're scared to get hit. So they're going to hit him anyway. Okay. Greenblatt's ugly mug popped up on me. Hold on, let's see if
it's
we
a
have any
vast amount. Our biggest problem, I think, is the amounts. And that's also what YouTube says, why they can't remove all the shit. Although if you put copyrighted music, while you're uploading your little clip, you get a warning from Google that this is
she wants to censor my clips.
Material, so please don't use it. We're trying now to talk with the big players to get them to agree to, together with NGOs and scientists, work on an artificial intelligence system that makes it more possible to trace hateful content and also the spread over different countries. And
okay, I can't handle any more of her. And I'm going to have to do a highlight of this one, but here's just a little.
The self-righteousness bursting forth on cable news has brainwashed us all. You see, regardless of how you vote or cable news you prefer, so many of us must recognize we are all part of one Jewish family.
We're all a part of one Jewish family, he says.
And at the end of the day, we need to rekindle the spirit.
This is the guy who's in charge of regulating what you can say. This is the guy who says that his job at the ADL is not to stop defamation. That's not what it is. It's to, very simple job description, to protect the Jewish people, to protect the Jewish agenda. That's his job.
Spirit that's connected our people for more than 2,000 years. So, from campus activists to communal leaders to clergy members, those of us in leadership roles need to reach across the political divide in pursuit of Jewish unity. And let me reiterate, for many of you watching,
Jewish unity is their strength, diversity for the Goyim. Another double standard there, right?
Who are not Jewish, in a larger sense, you are part of our family too.
Oh, really?
And we of yours.
They say the big human family. What's the comparison that they always say? I'll find it. Watch this. Human. I think if I just search human, it'll come up. Okay, maybe body. Body. Jewish body. Here we go.
We are all created by God. We all human beings are created in the divine image. But the bad news is that we're not all the same. That God created a collage of people from different...
Mind you, this is Chabad rabbi pushing the Noahide laws at the United Nations. Actually, this is Institute for Cultural Diplomacy. This might be affiliated with the UN, but he's at the UN.
Faiths, different backgrounds, different cultures. Culture is about... Some people are more spiritual, more intellectual.
Some people are more spiritual, more intellectual. The Jews, that's what he's thinking.
More emotional.
The Gentiles are emotional. Esau is impulsive. This is what he's trying to tell you right now. Short-sighted and impulsive. Sold his birthright for a bowl of lentil soup.
Everyone has a culture. It's like a body. The human body is made up of... To give an analogy of the human body. The human body, the human family. Body is made up of a head, which is the faculties of the brain. Then you have the heart, which is the emotions. and you have different limbs that carry and do different functions. If you would try to say that the head, that the blood should be like the heart, like the blood which is in the heart should be like in the head, or vice versa, you would destroy a human being. You know, everyone knows that blood belongs.
Know your role, Goyam. That's what he's saying right now. Know your role. We're the brain. We're the heart. Follow us. We're the chosen ones.
Belongs in the heart, not in the head. If a person has, God forbid, a stroke or something of that nature, then you know it's a major catastrophe. So we're not all created alike, but the good news is that we all have a function to unite as one body and to create that unity and diversity and to have that all come together.
Do you see Jews and non-Jews as the same? כאילו שווה ערך.
No.
Okay, explain.
I see Jews as the chosen nation.
Okay.
They were chosen by Hashem.
Does it make Jews better?
Makes Jews different.
Okay.
Like
So-
not all of our body parts are the same. They're all the same parts of the body, but there's the mind, there's the heart, there's the foot. They're not all the same. They're all part of the same body.
The same analogy. This is a Rebbe teaching, or it might even be before the Rebbe, but
Then Mustafa said, "But I am not a Jew, I am Muslim. Is this Rebbe of yours concerned also with me or only with the Jews?"
He's also concerned for the life of every human being, because in the theory of Judaism itself, all of humanity is like one organic human being. The Jews are the heart of that human being, but the
There it
body
is.
also is important.
the Jews are the heart. But the Gentiles are also important.
People say Jews are too powerful, we're too strong, we're too rich, we control the media, we have too much this, we have too much that. And we often apologetically deny our strength and our power. Don't do that. Don't do that. We have earned the right to influence public debate. We have earned the right to be heard. We have contributed disproportionately to the success of this country. Never, ever apologize for using our strength and our influence in the interest of peace. And if you need a biblical source for it, just remember the psalmist who said, Hashem owes li'amo yitain. God will give the Jewish people strength, owes. And then, only then, Hashem yivarech et amo b'shalom. Only then will God give the Jewish people peace. Peace will come for the Jewish people and the Jewish nation only through strength. Never apologize for using your strength for peace. Thank you.
Dershowitz is a longtime friend of Epstein's who represented him in the criminal underage sex case.
Could you please? I never saw a young underage woman.
Yet Epstein's former butler swore under oath that Dershowitz was at Epstein's residences at the same time underage girls were there.
Were there young women in another part of the house giving massages when I wasn't around? I have no idea of that.
Dershowitz did say he once received a massage at Epstein's mansion, but from an adult woman.
I kept my underwear on during the massage. I don't like massages particularly.